I'm gonna try to do this and not butcher it up and not fall down here on the grass. You might have watched a previous video, it went viral, where I was talking about Abelmar and the Fema awarded contracts for the home inspections, right? Of North Carolina and Tennessee and even Florida. And Fema has awarded those home inspection contracts to two companies, WSP out of Canada, and then Vanguard Inspection Services. Now that is not Vanguard Home Inspection Services, which is a company that is either out of New Jersey or Chicago, and they've been awarded about $700,000. And Damien, I think Gill is the guy that owns that. And there's another Al Nader, okay? But let's dig a little deeper. Recently, when you search for who owns what, I want to read this to you. The Federal Emergency Management Agency, also known as FEMA, is the sole shareholder of Vanguard Inspection Services. Vanguard Inspection Services is a company that performs disaster home inspections as part of FEMA's Housing Inspection Service, HIS program. Now, upon researching Vanguard Inspection Services, it doesn't come out and specifically say that Vanguard owns that, but it has strong links to being owned by Vanguard. Now, I want to back up a second, okay, and remind you that what we have in North Carolina is an opening of a lithium mine that is going to be open in 2026 by a company named Abelmar, right? And Abelmar is a mining company there in North Carolina. And the main principal owners of Abelmar, besides the vice president's husband, is a company called BlackRock and Vanguard, okay? And just this last month in November, BlackRock increased its ownership of Abelmar by 2.4 million shares. And that's on the internet. And so it's already starting to smell fishy. And if you have any doubt about weather manipulation, just Google or DuckDuckGo Operation Popeye. Matter of fact, it's listed in American History deal in our government archives as an active operation. But I wanted to read to you some of the money that the single shareholder of this company, FEMA, who awarded the money, has given this company, Vanguard Inspections, with almost over a $900 million being given to them over a 5-year ordering period ending September of 24 for continuing housing inspections tied to the assistance program. As before, task orders under this IDV relate to deploying teams to inspect disaster damaged assets that help direct federal aid through FEMA to affected residents and communities nationwide. Now, that's $1 billion. That's 1,000 millions, to give you an idea. And inside of that, they have been awarded like 300, well, one time it was 340.8 million. Another time it was 350.6 million. And then it was 364 million for over $900 million to inspect homes. And the coincidence is as such that if Vanguard owns this Vanguard Inspection Service, which is what it looks like, right? That they have a big hand in it. And FEMA is the only investor of the inspection service, right? And therefore, Vanguard owns a very large percentage of Abelmar. It would seem to me that the people doing the home inspections wouldn't want them people there. Remember what this dude said.
You know, in some areas, you just shouldn't build back. Mm-hmm. And we've been able to convince certain communities and people that buyouts are better, and you create.
Now, I mean, 2 + 2 is 4. even here in Arkansas, all the way. And so the other company is out of Canada, all right? And its name is WSP. Now, the main owner of WSP is a French company called Caisse de Dépôt something. I don't know what it is. Its abbreviation is CDPQ, and it trades only on the Toronto Stock Exchange. It does not trade on any American markets. But they are number 2 or number 1, but they're one of the 2 disaster relief contractors with FEMA that are going to be inspecting these homes. Why a Canadian company? I have no fucking idea, but I'll give you a little clue. CDPQ was ranked number 1 in the world's largest investor of infrastructure. And so if you're in the business of judging the disasters and then putting the numbers back to what it would take to repair it, you'd probably be the world's largest investor in infrastructure too. I mean, fuck, that's common sense. But the funny thing about CDBQ, which owns almost 15.8% of WSP, is that it is a joint effort, because its next biggest owner of WSP outside of the pension fund is this other company called Vanguard. They own almost 3% of it. It's a big company. And so Vanguard is on the other end of the home inspection team, right? And the funny thing about Caisse de Dépôt, whatever it is, CDPQ. Now this one's going to really floor you. That CQDP, that's right, I'm sorry, I may have said it wrong. No disrespect to anybody. Has been criticized. That's the company that owns the majority of WSP. For investing in a private security industry. Go figure. It became the main shareholder of Allied Universal and also invested in CAE Incorporated. Critics have derived the poor economic value of these choices and the social and ethnic problems that surround the industry. The holding of Allied Universal by CQDP became more of a problem after the company acquired G45, a firm that has been implicated in many controversies that led to most public pension funds to divest from it. That means they gave the fuck up. G45S now, this company that they own, holds part of a Polis City Corporation, a company that operates Israel's National Police Academy. The global ESG rating of G45 or G4S in 2019 was a C-. It was less than average. So why would you be holding on to it? And why would you be investing in private security firms? And why? Because I absolutely support the Jewish people, but I could give a damn about that Zionist government. They killed Jesus, right? Would you be invested in a National Police Academy? Just go figure. Especially when there's questions about what's going on in Asheville right now with the FEMA camps and the tornado shelters and all that stuff and the fences. And FEMA, once again, is the sole shareholder of Vanguard Inspection Services. And Vanguard owns a large percentage of WPS, and the other company that owns part of WPS, CQDP, is in the security business as well. That sounds like a shit sandwich. Right? The people that are going to be responsible for paying are the ones doing the home inspections that also own part of the mine that wants the lithium. And there's only 2 companies that have been awarded a contract, and both of them are all in it. Go fucking figure. And then you got a governor of North Carolina trying to persuade people that they shouldn't build back, or they shouldn't build back, or they won't build back, and that you should do the buyback program. This stinks to fucking high heaven, right? Listen, real quick, people have sent me money, have drop shipped stuff to me, the address that's going to come up, et cetera, et cetera. I just want you to know today that we got a 40-foot Connex trailer for the supplies. This is pictures of it. And I will get an invoice for that. And I will be heading to North Carolina on November the 1st. If you would love to support us with fuel money, with gifts, with Amazon dropship, with blankets, with whatever, you can find my number at that address, and please text me and I'll give you a list of stuff. We're not crooks. We're just good Americans. We're just trying to pay back and get a little redemption on these sons of bitches. God bless you. Fluent English.